let's first lay a little bit of a groundwork. I want to talk first about the role that musical materials have in our music room. And I want to be clear, when I say musical materials, that both includes like song repertoire, but it also includes other things like children's books that we use to support the songs and concepts and skills. So there's a wide range of musical materials that I know that you're using, not just repertoire. So let's talk a little bit about like what even is the role of that. I think first we have to consider a shift in our thinking. So I really believe that when we kind of look down at like the core of learning, like what's the point of learning and instruction? The point is to help our students gain understandings about themselves and the world around them, right? School serves to help you go out and be productive in the world and know what you're doing. And musically, we do this by engaging students in performing, responding, connecting, creating, right? That artistic process. The artistic process then becomes the way that we construct those understandings. You also can think of it this way, that what we're doing, whether you're a social studies teacher, you're a math teacher, you're a music teacher, everything that we're doing is helping students to understand better themselves, others that are different from them, not better or worse, just different, and also the world. And as music educators, how we specifically do that is through music. So here, the shift in thinking becomes that we have to shift away from thinking that music concepts and skills are the end and really think about how music concepts and skills just get us to the bigger goals. So of course we teach music facts and skills. That's what makes us music educators, right? Otherwise, we're math teachers or something, right? But the concepts and the elements, those are just like the tools that help us to make those understandings for our kids through the music. But it's not the end of the road, right? The bigger purpose is always, how do we develop artistry? How do we help them understand more about themselves, others, and the world? I like to think of it like music is the vehicle, right? If I'm getting into my car, it's the vehicle I'm getting into. It's not the actual destination. And that requires a shift, right? I know for me, as I have learned about how to be a music educator, a lot of my learning centered around music concepts, learning about rhythms, learning about melodic things, learning about performing. And all these things are wonderful because it's what makes us unique in our discipline. But I encourage us to think about how if what we're teaching is kids how to better understand themselves and understand the world around them, and how we're doing it is through music, then the repertoire choices we make have to really be well positioned so that we can do that, right? Again, the learn about the 16th notes, that's not the point of what we're doing, right? The 16th notes and all the tools just get us to these bigger understandings. So that shift requires us to select music differently, right? When you're thinking of it from a lens of how can I make these bigger connections? Of course, we still need to be teaching musical concepts, elements, and skills. That is what we do as educators. And we need to be able to connect our students to themselves and the world around them. And that just requires more skill. It requires more thought, and it's more complex, right? I think it's quite easy to just pick something, you look in a book and you see, I'm looking for 16th note songs, here we go. It takes more skill and thought and time, which I know we don't have a whole lot of, but it takes more to really think about how can I use this song to both teach this particular, rhythmic or melodic or form or expression, concept or element. How can I use it to do that and also connect these bigger understandings as well for my students?